Hey guys, welcome to another in our series of mini podcasts from Roll for Crit covering Gen Con 2014. This time I am going to talk about a game that I played that I was highly anticipating, and that is Fantasy Flight's The Witcher adventure game.
Now, I know you just started playing The Witcher video games.
That's right. So and by just started playing, I mean in the first week, played for like 20 hours. May have a problem. So I had a decent grasp of what was going on in terms of the theme. And so this game is designed by Ignacy Trzewiczek, who, if you've been watching our shows lately, you've probably heard me gushing over the guy who did Robinson Crusoe and Imperial Settlers, which I also picked up. We will get to a video for that at a later date. So I was very excited to play this, also because The Witcher is also based on a Polish book series, and that designer is from Poland, so keeping it authentic. So I got to try the game. I was very curious to see how they would do it, how it would kind of adapt from the RPG style gameplay of the video game, which is this fantasy themed RPG. So, and it's really cool how they do it. Basically, you have a giant map of all the lands in this world, and the way the game works, each character, there are 4, I believe it's only up to 4-player game, and they're all characters from the video game with the same kind of art style based on that. You each have your own quests. You each have 3 quests, just like an RPG. And you also have some sub-quests.
Secret or open?
Open, all open. And there's multiple different ones you can have. So basically the game ends when the first person completes their 3rd quest. And then you tally up victory points. But yeah, it is a competitive game. Trying to just get victory points, but there isn't really any. You're not fighting each other or anything.
So, would you say it's a lot like Firefly?
No, it's pretty well, sort of. I mean, in a sense, because I haven't seen all the quests. I just saw what they had out there. But the gist of a few of them was you had to travel to a certain place. Well, basically, actually, it reminded me. It's somewhat similar in a way to the Arkham and Eldritch horror games, in that what you're doing basically you're solving mysteries for your quests. Mm-hmm. And to do that, you have to go to a new town, and you'll gain leads, which are basically tokens with magnifying glasses on them. And you can trade those in, you can find clues, or you can investigate, draw a card, and you're trying to get to the source of whatever your thing is. Like maybe there was a murder, and you're trying to figure out who did it in some town or something. So, and what made it extra interesting, I thought, was the characters play very differently. Each one has their own abilities. So, when in my game, I was Yarpin, the dwarf.
The dwarf?
Of course. I don't know why, of course. And he actually has 4 little character cards that are his own squad, sort of, and his special ability is Command. And each one of these characters he controls has an ability, and when he does Command, 2 of them can do a special action. So that's a whole unique mechanic.
He runs a little troop around.
Yeah, and when you're fighting, each one has their own die, too, that they add to any rolls.
Oh, so you pretty much went full-on attack, like...
Sort of, yeah. Well, he has, like, extra... He has, like, one symbol has 2 defense, and one is, like, a defense and an attack. But then there's also, like, he has 1 of those. Meanwhile, the Geralt, who's the main character of the series, he has 3 dice that are red that are all, like, attack-heavy. So they each have their strengths and stuff like that, and they each have their own special abilities. So it makes it feel very cool, and... It definitely, I really feel like with the quests and everything, they did a great job making it feel like an RPG and feel like playing the game. The only thing I find a little weird is, like I said, it is competitive, whereas in the game, these characters are all friends. They're all, like, working together. So I don't know, maybe if there's different variants you can play for cooperating.
Well, maybe this is after all the bad shit happens, and then, they're like, I'm going to get the bad guy's head first. Oh, it's on.
Yeah, I guess so.
They should have put in the book. Before our story starts, our 3 members were playing we're in a tavern, and they're like, "Bet I can finish my mysteries." You're on 10 pieces of gold.
Right. Maybe that's in there. If not, stay tuned, Fantasy Flight. Listen, we have good ideas. But I had tons of fun. I really liked playing. I definitely want to go back to it. My character, the dwarf, actually takes much longer to complete his quest, so I didn't get to do as much as everybody else.
Well, I mean, you do have extra guys. It's only a little fair.
Right, his quest is a little harder to do. But the theme was really cool. It seems like another very great blending of the thematic and the strategic from this designer, and great art, and I can't wait to try it.
So that's 2 board games from this convention that you got to play based on video games, which you absolutely adore.
That's true. Yeah, Fantasy Flight really, with those 2, we already knew about The Witcher, but
Oh, 3 technically if you count the Z-Man game, the battle at.
Battle at Kemble's
Yeah.
Cascade. Yes, yeah, sort in a way, yeah. So that's some good. I think the license, like we had our show about licensed properties, and publishers are listening, and they're doing their homework and making some good stuff out there.
So maybe a Zelda themed one soon.
Yeah, I would love that.
Nintendo, talk to us.
Talk to us. If you've had a chance to check out the Witcher board game, also there's the Witcher digital version of the board game coming out.
So it's the video game based on the board game based on the video game.
Yes, based on a book.
Based on
Don't
a book.
forget.
I'm sorry, based on a book.
Based on true story. Then maybe you've played the beta or something, or you have some questions about the game, anything at all, you can please comment in our YouTube video or send us an email, which is rollforcrit@gmail.com. How else?
Well, if you really wanted to, you could also go to our Twitter @RollForCrit. I suggest you do, though. We've been posting news from Gen Con, and we have other things there as well.
We do, and all that Gen Con news and more videos like this one, plus great games that you can buy right now, are at our website, which is rollforcrit.com.
Well, that seems to sum it up for now.
Until then, we're out. Till when, I don't know.